Okay, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed your salad. What I didn't get a chance to go over is the proper way to hold your utensil. It's kind of like the way you would hold your pencil. So you want to have the neck of your fork resting on your second finger, and then it's being manipulated by your thumb. So it's not this, it's never this, it's not this. Although this is how they eat in Europe. So they hold their fork and then it goes right to their mouth like that. But we're not in Europe. So it's like this. And you're just going to scoop up something. You're not going to overload your fork with a bit of everything on your plate. You're not going to have to jam it in your mouth. When you put it in your mouth, you're just going to gently place the food in your mouth on your fork and then just pull it out very gently. You're not going to scrape your teeth. You're not going to leave anything on your fork. And then you're going to chew with your mouth closed. And then you can talk after that. What you're also not going to do is put food in your mouth and then chew it up and then drink water, and sloosh all that mess around in your mouth and then swallow it all. Okay, you don't have to mix it up. You shouldn't have to moisten it with water. That should never be the case. Okay, so this is how you hold your fork. Everybody got it? Everybody got it. Can you see it from this angle? It's like this. Okay, for you left-handers, same thing, just opposite. Just opposite. Now, should you need to cut your meat, you're going to put your fork, and you are going to hold it up, kind of upside down like that. You're going to hold your knife like this. Got it? With the this part, the blade is down. You're just going to stabilize the piece of meat. You shouldn't have to cut anything else besides meat with your knife. Vegetables? I hope not. You don't cut bread like this. You don't eat bread with a knife and fork. Just your meat. You're going to hold it. You're going to stabilize it. The fork doesn't move. If you're right-handed, you'll notice I've got the fork in my left hand. Okay? Because the right hand, the knife, is doing the work. So I'm just going to gently, back and forth, cut my meat. Okay? Only one piece at a time. The only time you're going to cut up all the meat on your plate is if you're feeding a child or somebody that needs some assistance. Okay, but you just cut enough that you can eat it. Then you put your knife down, switch hands, and pick up the meat, the cut piece of meat, on your fork. And that goes in your mouth. Okay? Again, you're going to switch it. You always have to switch hands. You just do. You just do. It's the way we do it. So you're going to stabilize it, and then you're going to cut the meat. You're going to put this on the rim of your plate, switch hands, and then you're going to pick up your piece of meat and chew that. If you have to get up from the table, one thing we also didn't talk about was your napkin. The minute you sit down, your napkin goes in your lap. Your napkin goes in your lap. If you have to get up from the table, leave the napkin on your chair. When you're done with your meal, at the end of your meal, kind of ball it up. We don't want to see your barbecue grease stains or old lipstick or dried makeup, anything that's displeasing on your napkin. Okay, so kind of fold it up so all that is hidden, and then you're going to tuck it under the side of your plate. Okay, that's what you do at the end of the meal. If you have to get up from the table during meal service, you're not going to be on your phone, so you may have to get up and take an important phone call. Leave your utensils like this, facing down and crossed in an inverted V. That's how we're going to indicate to the server that we're going to come back. When you're done with your meal, your knife crosses here and your fork goes here, and it's kind of at 4 o'clock, your used utensils, and that indicates that the server can come and take your plate. Let's go back to dealing with bread and butter. You've got your one dinner roll on your plate. The butter may be in a pretty little dish or something. Take a piece of butter that you need. See how this is shaped? This is a bread and butter. This is a butter knife, okay? So you're going to scoop out the butter. You're going to put it on the side of your bread and butter plate. Then this goes back to the butter dish. We don't use that again. That's not for your personal use. That's for everybody to scoop out the butter. You take this knife, you break off a piece of bread just big enough for 1 or 2 bites. And again, you're not going to break up your whole roll in tiny little pieces so that you've got a mound of bread crumbs, little bits of bread. Just a piece big enough for 1 or 2 bites. You're going to butter that with the butter that you've saved over here. You're going to put your knife down and you're going to eat the bread. Okay, then you can go back and pick up some vegetables. You can put this back down. When you're done chewing and swallowing, you can have a sip of water. Let's say this would be your wine glass. Your dessert usually comes out with its own utensil. If it doesn't, you can certainly use your teaspoon. The server at the end of the meal is going to come by and pick up your plate. Okay. Okay, let's take a break.